What's up, everybody? Brett Okamoto from ESPN, joined today by one of the most successful managers in the MMA space. His name is Ali Abdelaziz. How are you? You looking good? You looking fresh? The weather's nice out in Vegas. How you doing?
Man, I'm very grateful. Everything is great. Life is opening back up. Fight every weekend. I can't ask for any more. Everything is awesome.
How is Habib doing, Ali? I mean, I know that everybody knows the tragedy that he went through earlier this year, and now I think we all have really a high amount of respect for him that he's going right into camp and he's going to have a fight in October. But you're very close to him. I know that you were very close to his father as well. How is he handling that as he prepares for a really difficult challenge in October?
We all kind of almost died the same time we died. We all kind of shut down, our beats and stopped, right? But we understand, Habib's father have a certain legacy his son wanted to have. Habib can retire now and have the biggest legacy ever seen. But certain goals, as 30 and old, or fighting Justin, and after that goes St. Pierre. But right now it's just in case and I think Habib right now, he likes to compete. He likes to fulfill his father's legacy. And you understand, Khabib is still young. He's 31 years old. But, Khabib really want to compete with Justin Gaethje, and Justin Gaethje want to compete with him.
Habib, he and his father have talked about 30-0, but you said that he's got, mileage left, and clearly he's at the top of his game. Do you know how many should fans be preparing themselves that we've only got 2 fights left with Habib?
Honestly, of course, you're not going to see Habib fight Timur fight in the UFC, but I think Habib right now, he made money, he made a legacy, he made everything. But I think all he cares about right now is Justin Gaethje, because I think if anybody out there looking over Justin Gaethje, they are a fool. And Khabib is not a fool. Justin is not a fool. They're very two smart individual, very calculated individual. And they understand there's a lot of stake on the line, If Khabib go out there and win, Khabib, nobody can touch him. He can't say nothing. If Justin go out there and win and beat Khabib or beat Tony and win, it's like, how are you gonna rank him, right? Among the greats. I think he's already among the greats, right? And I think honestly, it's one of the most intriguing fights of the year. It's not gonna be a lot of trash talking. It's not gonna be a lot of unnecessary over the top stuff. It's pure badass versus badass.
It seems like business is picking up at featherweight. I remember the last couple of times I spoke to you, a couple months ago, I believe was the last time, you were always talking about you need these guys to fight and cement themselves number one contenders. At least now we see Chan Sung Jung and Brian Ortega's official for October 17. Are you happy to see a little bit of movement now?
Oh yeah, 100%. That's you're exactly right. There was an interview after interview. I'm just telling people, mate, I want number one contender. Whoever takes it gets it. Now we've got guys that are going to fight, so it's good. It's exciting for the division. Again, right now it's a good time to be champ. I've got a lot of contenders and potential matchups. I think Yair and Zabit are supposedly fighting. I don't know if that's confirmed as well. So we've got big fights coming up and excited for the division. And again, whoever puts on the most impressive performance probably gets a shot. So I'm excited.
And yeah, because it isn't official Zabit Yair, and I don't know what the holdup is, but it was kind of rumored for UFC 254, so it'll be on that Fight Island October. It's like a nice little mini featherweight tournament. Are you viewing a certain matchup as number one contender? Because I spoke to Brian Ortega a couple weeks ago, and he's like, his fight's kind of being dubbed as a number one contender fight. And it's interesting because Zabit Yair, if it does land on 254, it's not a 5-round fight. So are you looking at Ortega and Zombie as the number one contender fight, or do you feel like anyone could emerge?
As I've always said, that they're the two matchups, them 2 fights, definitely they're the front runners, I believe. You've got your Zombie, if Zombie gets a big win over Ortega, it's going to be hard to deny him a title shot. And the same for Zabit. But again, at the end of the day, obviously it's whoever's the UFC want and who the fans want. So depending on their performance as well, like a huge knockout, say, or a big submission, or a complete dominant performance, will probably solidify them as the next guy that takes on that, gets that title shot. So,
do you have a preference on who you'd rather fight or who you'd rather emerge as the number one contender?
Yeah, no, but look, I'm not scared of any of them. You know what I mean? I'm not. I believe I beat anyone. I truly do believe that. As people may take this as disrespecting my opponents, I'm not. I believe they're good fighters, but I can't see any of them beating me other than landing something lucky, to be quite honest. So I don't care who it is. Again, this is MMA, so anything can happen. I'll remember that, but at the same time, I believe their only chance is to land something, and that's true, honestly what I believe. You know what I mean? And so whoever it is, again, whoever's the biggest fight for the division, for me, you know what I mean? That's all I care about.
And how do you see Zombie and Ortega playing out?
It's good. They're both pretty tough. Obviously they both got good finishes, so I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I think, I probably, if I had to take a bet, I'd probably say Zombie. I believe they're both pretty equal on the ground. They're both very creative and good finishes on the ground. Obviously, the jiu-jitsu on their feet. They're both, they're both always looking for the finish. So it's going to be exciting. But I think Zombie might have the edge on the feet. That's what I believe. But again, I've got my eye on it. It's going to be exciting. You know what I mean? I'm still a fan of this sport. So hopefully they put on a show, and hopefully we find out who's going to be that next title contender out of that fight.
And how about Zabit Nair? How do you see that one playing out?
That's a tricky one. Again, so did you say that's probably going to be a 3-rounder? So
yeah,
I didn't really look into that far. Like, didn't look into it. But you're right. So that's something that is a bit. Again, you got to show you can even go. Like he's struggling with the 3-rounders, and I don't mean that any disrespect, but it's pretty obvious he struggles in them later rounds in a 3-rounder. So I still think that's what gives him a chance against Yair, because he starts off good. He is a great fighter. He's a talented fighter, but again, he just doesn't have that gas tank. It's something he really needs to work on. And it's not really that. It's obviously his style as well, because he's an exciting fighter. He goes for it. He gives it his all from the get-go, and that's why he gasses pretty quick. So I believe it's going to be a strong start for Zabit, but he will slow down. But so I'll probably take Zabit in that one.
I don't give a